We begin tonight with a swath of severe weather that's been sitting over much of the U.S. for days. Tornadoes in the Midwest and the South have given way to torrential rain and flooding in the Northeast. And what's worse, relief won't come for at least another day. Ebru's Derricke Dennis is live in the middle of the storm in New Jersey. Derricke, it's good to see you are a little dry.
It's very wet out here. Torrential downpour is really not an understatement. And the concern you mentioned about flooding, well, we're seeing it here right along the banks of the Raritan River. That dock you see behind me used to be several feet above the water level, and now you can see the river is right up to it. Tonight we talked to a state climatologist, a weather expert, to say that this weather, the severe weather that we're seeing here, is the same system that spawned deadly tornadoes around the U.S. The east coast of the U.S. getting pounded with heavy rain and flooding. The Raritan River in northern New Jersey flowing fast and threatening to overflow its banks thanks to a steady downpour of rain. But believe it or not, this isn't the worst of it.
We're getting a soaking in the mid-Atlantic, but it's nothing like they've seen down in the Gulf Coast of Alabama and in the Florida Panhandle, where over 20 inches of rain has fallen in the last several days.
New Jersey state climatologist Dr. David Robinson has been tracking days worth of severe weather from across the U.S. In Alabama and other parts of the southeast, tornadoes were spawned, along with severe flooding that kept people trapped in their homes and surrounded by floodwaters.
I've never seen this much water in my life. I mean, I know I'm young, but this is a lot of flooding for Alabama.
It's been a long time since it's done this, so people kind of wasn't expecting it.
Climatologist David Robinson says it's all part of a massive, slow-moving storm system that's being blocked by a high-pressure system out in the Atlantic Ocean.
And it has slowed the progress of this storm, and therefore you haven't just gotten hit once or on one day. There have been multiple days of tornadoes.
The storm system began in the Midwest. States like Arkansas and Oklahoma were hardest hit.
This is the longest the United States had gone on record without a tornado death this far into the year. But of course, tragically, upwards of 36 people have lost their life since the weekend.
And now the storm has turned to torrential rain and flooding in the Northeast, with the only relief in sight not expected for another 24 hours. And there is an upside to all of this rain. According to our climatologist we talked to, this rain actually helps contribute to the environment, helping us to have good crops, a good growing season for our plants and our shrubs and our vegetables. Also, it contributes to actually helping the system, the ecosystem, just kind of clean itself out. So there are some positives to all this rain, but the downside, of course, is the flooding that we're seeing behind us. The river here, the Raritan River, rising inches every minute. Reporting live tonight in South Bound Brook, New Jersey, I'm Derricke Dennis for Ebru News. Nicole, back to you.
A rough winter has certainly made way for a very wet and rough spring. Stay safe, Derricke. Thank you.